The Lion Named Juda, Book 1, The Lion, the Man, and the Lamb. Written by Manishka V. Arastamayan. Illustrated by Indo Studios. Chapter 1. In the beginning, there was a lion named Juda. He was a strong and mighty lion, the commander-in-chief of a great army in heaven. And so, it happened that Judah was sent to earth on a mission to find a hidden scepter. Early in his journey, while walking through the jungle, Judah met a small mouse. The mouse was afraid, and his legs trembled at the sight of this big white cat.
Big cat,
The mouse stuttered, cowering before Judah.
please don't eat me.
Judah, with his gray muzzle and furry mane, looked down at the little mouse with a smile. The mouse, seeing that the lion did not think he was rude, let out a big sigh.
My name is Pete.
Said the mouse.
Because I'm small and the other animals are so big, I'm always afraid. So every animal in the jungle scares me.
That's okay, Judah said in his deep lion's voice. But do you think you can help me? I've been sent from heaven on a mission to find a hidden scepter. Pete thought Judah was an odd kind of cat, but he was glad the lion did not find him good enough to eat.
Sure,
Pete said happily.
I would be glad to help you find the scepter.
The two new friends started their walk along a narrow path. They arrived at what looked like a small hole between two large rocks. Pete looked up at Judah and swallowed hard. Judah looked at his new companion and gently scooped him up and placed him on his back. Suddenly, Pete felt calm and safe. Once again, the little mouse thought there was something very strange about this cat. He figured maybe that's how all cats were from this strange place called heaven. Chapter 2. Judah and Pete made their way into the small opening. Judah thought it was weird that the sign outside the opening read, "The Eye of the Needle." Strange, he thought. I don't see an eye or anything that looks like a needle. The two friends continued through the path, which led to a beautiful countryside. Judah and Pete stopped in front of a sparkling river. Pete hopped off of the lion and felt his fears return. His knees started to tremble. Nevertheless, he thought nothing more of it and stooped down, splashing water with his tiny mouse hands. As they quenched their thirst, a large crocodile burst out of the water with his jaws wide open, splashing in violent movements.
Oh no!
Exclaimed Pete, running away just in time as the crocodile snapped its jaws. The crocodile crawled speedily, trying to snatch Pete. The little mouse screeched and ran behind his feline friend, quaking behind Judah's tail. Judah and the crocodile began to encircle each other. Judah looked at the crocodile with calm but stern eyes. The crocodile gnashed his teeth, growling like a chainsaw. Judah took a step forward and bellowed aloud. The roar was so loud that other animals on the farm quickly came to see who or what had made that sound. The crocodile, startled by the strength of the lion's roar, began to make his way back into the water. Judah growled deeply and bared his teeth. The crocodile kept his eyes on the lion and inched his way back into the water slowly, then disappeared into the river. The animals were amazed to see such a thing. No one had ever stood up to the crocodile, not even the keeper of the country farm, an old mule named Alias. Chapter 3. Judah did not stop to speak to the farm animals, nor did he hang around to receive praise. He simply continued on his path, always in search of the hidden scepter. Eventually, he decided to stop and see the old mule, Alias. Judah found Alias standing outside his home. Judah asked him, "Have you seen the scepter, Alias? I have a feeling you would know where it's hidden." The old mule shook his head.
Have you not heard? I'm going blind, he said. Otherwise, I might be able to help. But alas, I'm in no condition to help you. It appears the scepter has indeed departed from you, Judah. My only concern is for my farm and making sure I remain its keeper.
Pete frowned when he saw the disappointed look on Judah's face. Although Pete didn't understand Judah's mission, he was still eager to help. So, Pete ran off to find a few of his friends that may be able to assist. They lived close by on the other side of the country farm. While Pete was gone, Judah sat under a tree. Ferris, the farm goat, came over to see him.
Why is a proud and strong animal like you keeping company with the likes of mice?
Droned the old goat, not pausing to hear an answer. Then Ferris went on and on about other animals that were much cleaner than a mouse. Judah looked at Ferris with gentle eyes. He explained that Pete was a friend, and because Pete was small, he needed Judah's help. Ferris, upset by the lion's response and thinking that Judah was now unclean, snubbed the lion and walked away. Pete returned with 11 of his small friends. The lion smiled at the courageous little creatures. He paired them up and sent them off into the country in search for the hidden scepter. In the meantime, Pete, not wanting to travel without the lion by his side, decided to have 2 of his companions, 2 tortoise brothers named Joe and Jim, tag along with him and Judah. Many of the farm animals watched the foursome walking and talking along the path. The animals let out bleeps, moos, and neighs in disapproval. They wagged their heads because they would never be caught with the likes of mice and turtles. They found this lion strange and thought he did not fit in. They went as far as to complain to Alias, the old mule. The old mule, not wanting to lose his post as keeper of the farm, got a band of donkeys together to follow and spy on the lion and his little friends. Chapter 4. Judah, Pete, and the 2 turtle brothers searched day and night for the hidden scepter but could not find it. Pete's other friends rejoined them but hadn't had any better luck. They had also combed the countryside. Meanwhile, one of the donkeys sent by Alias was spying on Judah and his companions. Judah noticed the spy but said nothing to his companions. He did not want to draw any unwanted attention that would halt his mission. Joe, the youngest of the turtle brothers, asked Judah, "What's so special about this scepter?" Judah smiled. No one had ever asked him about the scepter before. The lion went on to explain the purpose of his mission. "In heaven lies a wise, noble, and majestic king," Judah said. "This king is ruler of heaven and earth." The animals listened with interest and curiosity. Judah told them about the great fall of another lion who had been cast out from heaven. Judah told his friends that this fallen lion had come down to earth to destroy all of the king's creations. "The king wanted to protect the inhabitants on earth," Judah continued, "so a secret weapon was placed here that would one day defeat the fallen lion." The animals looked at Judah with puzzled faces. "I haven't seen any other lion," said Jim, the eldest turtle. "I've only seen you, Judah." "This fallen lion can hide," Judah replied. "He disguises himself by changing into other animals. The crocodile that Pete and I encountered earlier was the very lion cast down from heaven." Suddenly, Pete froze and began to shake. Judah looked at the little mouse to see what was wrong. It looked as though the mouse had seen a ghost, but what caught their attention was a great big red snake. Chapter 5. Judah sensed evil behind him and turned quickly. "Run behind that old oak tree," Judah said to his friends. The 12 friends obeyed quickly, making their way behind the tree. They huddled together and watched to see the great battle between Judah and the snake. "I wonder," Pete said. "Perhaps our hissing foe is really the fallen lion, only pretending to be a snake." The snake hissed and stood upright on its belly. Judah watched intently as the snake moved towards him. He then took a giant step forward and let out a great big... The mountains around them shook and a huge crack ran down the middle, right where the snake stood. Then the earth opened and swallowed up the snake. The 12 animals came running from behind the oak tree. They were cheering and laughing around the lion. Judah's eyes, however, were fixed on a little light peeking out from among the old oak tree's branches. The animals stopped celebrating and looked to see what the lion was staring at. Not sure what to do, a squirrel named Andy ran up the branches and grabbed the shiny thing. The animals yelled, "Hooray!" At last they had found the scepter. Andy the squirrel climbed down and placed the scepter in Judah's paws. Whoosh! In a flash, the lion turned into a man. The 12 little creatures scattered, running in different directions for fear of what their eyes could not believe. The man stood still. He had the same calm smile on his face. Pete the Mouse stuck his head out from behind the oak tree. A sad look was on his face to see that his lion friend had disappeared and had become a man. The man held out his hand. Pete was the first to run toward his friend. Then, Andy the squirrel jumped into his arms and the rest of the animals gathered to him. They felt they knew him and that he was more than just a friend. He knelt, petting them, and with a look of promise they knew he would return again. Genesis 49:10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.